Welcome to lecture series on fundamentals of computers. In the last session we had discussed applications of computer. In this session we are going to discuss about generations of computer. Generation is a word used to discuss changes occurred in hardware technology due to the technological developments. So technology is consistently changing, rapidly changing. So due to the technological advancements, there are a lot of changes was been happened from the early days of computers to today's date of computers, means today's computers. So there are 5 generations in terms of computers. So let us discuss each and every generation in detail. So first generation of computers starting from 1946 to 1959. These computers are made up of vacuum tube technology. See, this is a picture of a vacuum tube. Vacuum tube is an electronic tube which is used to maintain the electronic or electric power flow. And in this generation of computers, vacuum tube cost is very high, and to maintain the computers of this time, lot of cost happens. So these computers consumes a lot of power and produces a lot of heat, and these computers needs air conditions. So and these computers occupies a lot of space, almost all a building size of space. Simply we can say an individual home size of space these computers has been required. So normal persons are unable to purchase these computers. These computers are being developed using only machine language, and every instruction to be given in terms of machine language, as well as output also being generated in machine language only. And these computers are being used batch processing operating system. The storage device of those days is magnetic tapes. So magnetic tape is today we are being able to see on our ATM cards like a back side black strip. Earlier we had seen that magnetic tape in terms of reels of tape recorder cassettes, VCR cassettes, VCP cassettes. Then the input giving devices are punched cards or punched paper tapes. So this is a paper of punched paper. Wherever the hole is there, that will be treated as no data. Remaining all some symbolic notations have been there. If we are able to observe here, some symbolic notations have been there on that punched paper. So that will be considered in terms of inputs. Examples of these computers are ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Calculator. EDVAC, Electronic Discrete Variable and Calculator. Universal Automated Computer. Second generation of computers. The period is 1959 to 1965. Technology changed here. From the vacuum tubes, transistors came into the existence. A transistor is a semiconductor device used to amplify or switch electronic signals or electrical power. So, second generation computers used batch processing as well as multi-processing operating system, which are made after first generation. So cost is some sort cheaper than first generation, consumes less power compared to first generation computers need space of room size, lot of size in terms of space is being reduced, and produces still more heat, means air conditions are again required. Where it comes to primary as well as secondary memory, the magnetic tape we discussed still is available here, magnetic tape. Where it comes to computer memory, magnetic core was being used. So magnetic core memory was the predominant form of random access computer memory over for 20 years between 1955 and 1975. The definition from the Wikipedia only. See, the examples of these computers are IBM 1620, IBM 7094, CDC 1604, CDC 3600, UNIVAC came with one more model called 1108. Third generation of computers. Period is 1965 to 1971. Technology got changed. Instead of transistors, integrated circuits came into existence. An integrated circuit is monolithic integrated circuit is a select of small electronic bits on one small flat piece of semiconductor material. It is of silicon material. So third generation computers used integrated circuits. The memory used in terms of these computers is magnetic disks. Here we are able to see it's a magnetic disk, which is a magnetic material. Then these computers used multi-programming and time sharing operating systems. These computers are, when compared to second generation computers, cost is cheaper. Also we can say size is small, consumes less power than second generation, produces less heat than second generation only, reliable, and size becomes very small. See, here we are able to see the picture. Here is a monitor, here is a keyboard, it is the CPU of those days, so smaller in size, so becomes portable. So we can carry that device from one location to another location, called portability. These third generation computers uses Fortran second to Fortran 2, Fortran 3, Fortran 4, COBOL, Pascal, PL1, Basic, Algol as the programming languages. The examples are IBM 360, Honeywell 6000, PDP. So then fourth generation came from 1971 to 1980. These computers based on the technology called VLSI. Instead of integrated circuits, very large scale integrated circuits are being used. So fourth generation computers looks like very small in size, compact, monitor, CPU as well as keyboard. These used real time as well as distributed, time sharing operating system. So this generation is a very important generation of the computers, where people were started purchasing their computers, called personal computer era. Which generation is called personal computer era? Fourth generation is called personal computer era. So cost become very cheap, size compatibility means portable. So in this period only internet came into the existence. So use of personal computers, as I discussed. These uses high programming languages. Those days high level programming languages are C, C++. So the examples for these are DEC10, star 1000, Cray1, as well as PDP11. So next move to fifth generation. Fifth generation period is 1980 to 2010. These computers are small in size, easy to carry, cost is very cheap. These computers are made up of ULSI, ultra large scale integration chips. Ultra large scale integrated chips. So used parallel processing means simultaneously process multiple programs at once, and these are AI based operating systems. Artificial intelligence something avoided up to some extent only. So development of true artificial intelligence came into picture. Development of natural language processing means how we people speak, that is called natural language. There are many languages like Telugu, Urdu, Hindi, English, Maratha, Kannada, Oriya. There are many number of languages exist on this earth. Advancement in parallel processing. So parallel processing becomes means at the same time you can watch movies, you can do copying, you can do your own work, you can go for giving an instruction called printing. So multiple tasks you can be able to perform simultaneously or parallel processing. Superconductor technology again improved. These computers of fifth generation are provided with a user-friendly interface. So to communicate with these machines, there is a user-friendly interfaces came into existence. In this period only, Windows operating system came into existence with a lot of versions was been happen in terms of Windows. So Windows 95, Windows 97, Windows 2000, Windows XP, Vista. There are many operating systems came in this period only. So the size we are able to see very small, like laptops also came into those days only. So these uses AI based softwares. Laptop is one example. Chromebook is also one more example. Ultrabook is also one more example for fifth generation. The sixth generation, it is my view 2010 onwards. In this period, a lot of technology has been emerged which lead to artificial intelligence made robotics in reality. Recently, we had a news of a restaurant without a human being operated. Means all the robots are operating a restaurant. There is a shop which doesn't have human interaction. Every customer goes, he purchases whatever he wants, simply he takes it, and by using smart technology he pays. There is no human to interact with the shop. Everything is been performed by robotics as well as sensor based technology. So machine learning made programmers to computers to learn by data sets. So lot of data is available with the internet, so means databases we are calling data sets. So machine learning made it possible to computers to learn by themselves only. So how they learn means, for example, a person is going on a bike without helmet. Normally a traffic policeman will capture a photo. Now automated machines are being installed. Those machines are taking those pictures. So this is an advanced improvement of machine learning. There is something called deep learning, made them to develop algorithms based on self experience and based on datasets. The same example I'll take. The three people are traveling on a bike. So it is not allowed to travel three people on a bike. A bike is made for two people. So when that AI based camera or advanced camera captures that picture, it also finds for two things. If the first person is not wearing helmet and three people are traveling on that bike, so deep learning made them to develop algorithms based on self experience and based on data sets. Means that computer identifies how many people are traveling on the bike and how many have helmets, whether they have helmet or not. So each and everything is been identified based on self developed algorithms. So today we are discussing some of the robotics. In future, in nearmost future, we will see our gadgets will control our home, right? Today we are controlling the gadgets. In future, based on the sensor based technology, gadgets may control entire our home, because today our homes are being furnished with electronic equipments. So in the next session we are going to see about block diagram of computer.